Okay, hello. In this video, I know a lot of people on the internet have been sharing their Saturn return stories, and I was told years ago, before it happened, the Saturn return, that it would be a interesting Saturn return because it's in the sign of Sagittarius, and it's conjunct Uranus. So, yeah, it was pretty interesting. It did have a Uranian level to it, definitely. And yeah, I've never been the same, basically, after experiencing that. But yeah, basically, where do I start here? Okay, so when it first hit the degrees of my natal Saturn, my natal Saturn is 27 degrees Sagittarius, and when it hit that degree, for the first time, which was last year, about, let's see, April-ish of last year, my breakdown, my anxiety got so bad that I just couldn't do anything. I felt paralyzed. Saturn was squaring my Mars, and I was told that my Saturn return would not officially hit until December 3rd of 2017. So let's go back in time here. So the first time it hit that degree, and it was square my Mars, I felt paralyzed. I felt I couldn't really do anything for myself. I was lonely because I wasn't going out. I had broken up with my ex-boyfriends for a while because I was so anxious I couldn't even deal with life. And he would try to call me. I'd be like, "No, go away. I'm done." Try to call me. "No, go away. I'm done." And then he had his mother send a phone to my house, and for some reason I agreed to, so basically the backstory behind this is, I was in an abusive relationship, and that started, when Pluto opposed my sun. It just kept getting progressively worse and worse and worse. I already knew he was kind of an asshole, even when we first started going out, but I really saw it in those 4 years. Not to say that that Pluto was officially opposing my sun 4 years ago, but there was definitely a big element of Pluto in that relationship. Lots of Pluto in the synastry, which was squares and oppositions and stuff. Just yeah, it was power struggles all the way. And it did say with Pluto opposite Sun that you would run into that kind of thing. I did a lot, but I'll make another video about the Pluto Sun opposition transit. But yeah, Pluto was opposing my Sun from 2015 to 2017. And when I was going through my Saturn return, my Pluto opposition transit was about to be over. So anyways, so when it first hit, anxiety up the ass and everything. And also, I was having a Neptune transit. I was having the transit of Neptune square Venus, which was not making anything better for me. So basically, it sucked, and I was stressed, and I was miserable, and I felt like I wasn't doing shit with my life. I felt like I was just gonna, die like that. I just felt horrible. But it did pass, because they gave me Klonopin, and that helped me to be able to go out again and live my life without anxiety, or at least too much anxiety, and then everything kind of got better for me, and then also I got back with the ex, and he helped me through the anxiety, which was probably one of the only good things he ever did for me, was help me through it when I was going through it. But then it became more of a neediness thing, but anyways, the Saturn to really share my story, the thing is, so I only realize now that my Saturn return was actually scary. It was actually a scary time. but I'll explain why, you know, in a little bit. So fast forward to December, when it was exact, my Saturn return. Yeah, I was extremely stressed out. My ex-boyfriend, he had an issue with alcohol. He was this really bad alcoholic. And he had just gotten his own place. His parents helped him pay for it. And he had stopped drinking, you know, for a minute, I guess. Yeah, he stopped drinking, and he was a complete asshole. Like it's like you can't really win with this guy. He's an asshole sober, and he's an asshole drunk. Like but he's sometimes even a worse asshole when he's sober. So yeah, he was just very, very mean. The first night that I ever stayed at his place, he didn't even want me there. He acted as though, and this was during my Saturn return, he didn't even want me there. And I was like, why? It's like, you have your own place, and I had a place, and I let you stay at my place when you could, but you messed it up. Now you think I'm gonna mess up your place? No. He did it to himself. But anyways, he was being a complete jerk. Saturn at the time was also squaring his Mars and Venus conjunction in Pisces. And it was squaring my Mars in Pisces as well, which was conjunct his. But enough about the synastry, though. Basically, I just kept getting really stressed out just trying to make this guy happy and not lose him. To the point where I was overworking myself, the Saturn square Mars part. He was throwing like a lot of curveballs my way, which is just nothing out of the ordinary. And then some other really scary stuff happens later. It was just building up and building up and building up. And all of this, like, you know, drama and fights, and I felt like this guy just hated me, and I didn't even know what to do anymore. So at one point, I bought him a phone. It was an iPhone. I took it back, and he got really mad and tried to fight me over it. Like, trampled me, ripped the hood off my coat, and the police came because I was scared. So I called the cops. I said, I don't want him arrested. He just needs a talking to right now. And they said, okay. They said, if that's the way you feel, then we'll just talk to him, and that'll be it. And then get some of your stuff, too. I was like, thank you. So the cops were really nice. They had my back, then after that, just weird stuff kept happening to him. And I was right there with him. I don't really want to get into the other stuff, but the breaking point, and this was like the very end of my Saturn return, the night that Saturn went into Capricorn, which is really weird. I experienced something really, well, okay, so there was another thing that happened during the Saturn return. My ex-boyfriend had a seizure, and he said, I really need to go to the hospital. I said, are you sure you want to go to the hospital? You might not even have a seizure. He goes, yes, I feel like I'm going to. So I'm like, okay, I guess I got to go to the hospital again. I was going to the hospital with him constantly over the years, either because he wanted to get sober or because, like, he got beat up or whatever. I mean, and yeah, there's a big reason why people beat him up. Like a good one. But anyway, yeah, I even beat him up. I'm not even gonna lie. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, just so we get into the ambulance, and then all of a sudden he starts having a seizure, and I'm like, oh crap! I'm glad we got into this ambulance. And it was traumatizing to watch. It was scary. But I've seen him have seizures before, but never like that. And it was just, woo. Like, I was traumatized. And then, he, like, starts dry heaving really bad. you know, and then they're like, okay, you gonna throw up, and they give him a bag. He doesn't actually throw up, he's just gagging and whatever. And so we get to the hospital. He was like being okay after that. But you know, I just didn't really feel like going to the hospital again. Like over and over and over, the same thing. It just got exhausting. My Saturn return was exhausting. But it was all about taking care of basically someone who acts like a total child and can't take care of themselves. And I desperately needed to take care of myself. So it was just very sad. I didn't even really achieve much during my Saturn return other than just stress, like lots of stress. Then the scariest thing that happened was, like I said, the night that Saturn went into Capricorn, the first degree. Me and my ex got into a fight, and it got physical, very physical, and he got physical with me. So then I got physical with him. He tried to blame me for everything and say that I'm a psycho. Yeah, and I just got so fed up with it that like him trying to call the cops on me or blame me for stuff, that I decided to get his roommates, who hated him, by the way, to call the cops in my favor. And they said, yeah, we heard everything. He definitely did abuse you. So yeah, we are going to help you out. And I was like, oh, thank you. At least someone's listening to me. So, oh, no, I'm not talking about you.
Probably your friends?
No, this is a YouTube video.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, if it was live.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Girl.
No, that'd be weird. No, but anyways, they call the cops. The cops come immediately. They talk to me. They're questioning me. They're like, "Did you hit him? Because he's saying you hit him." I'm like, that's a lie. I said, you know what? The most I did was smack him with a teddy bear. That's all I did. And he's trying to like throw it all on me. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. So they after I'm done like being questioned by the police, they say, okay, you need to just sit downstairs or something while we talk to him, so you're not getting upset. Because I kept hearing him lying and stuff like about me, and it was just like, ugh, it was awful. So then, you know, he's lying to the cops about me, and then I go downstairs to sit with the roommates on the couch, and by that point, so I see him in handcuffs, and start crying immediately. Like, it was really, really scary and dramatic for me. So yeah, I was crying, and the cops were like, hey, like, it's okay, like, just, you need to leave this guy, like, and of course I didn't. Of course I didn't. But yeah, then I had a nightmare, a really bad nightmare. Like, the first degree of Saturn being in my third, and my return was just about to be over. And, that was, like, the breakdown of it all, of my Saturn return. And so I had this nightmare. Didn't get much sleep, but when I did, I had a nightmare. And, basically, it was about him being in jail. And it was very scary and elaborate, and to the point where I woke up and had an extreme panic attack. I was shaking. My mental state was like the scariest it's ever been, and I had to just like, I don't know, it was scary. It was just awful. So I took a Klonopin. I chilled out, and then everything was okay. And then more and more, as Saturn started to move into Capricorn, I started to feel a lot better. But yeah, the Saturn return is no joke. It will show you what you need to change about your life. And Saturn was really trying to show me that this guy was no good and to get away. And as soon as Saturn left Sagittarius, I pretty much did. And when it was like 3 degrees, trine my moon. Pluto was sextile my ascendant. It still is. And yeah, everything got better. And then my happy ending was meeting a really, well, not meeting because I'd met him before, but starting to date a really nice guy who cares about me and loves me unconditionally and is funny and smart and creative, makes me laugh. Like, basically the perfect person for me. So there always is a happy ending after the Saturn return. It's almost as if Saturn, like, rewards you for like, putting up with his crap. Anyways, that was my Saturn return story. If anybody else wants to share their Saturn return stories in the comments, feel free to. That would be a fun time. So yeah, thanks for watching, and have a good Sunday.